We are winning. Honestly speaking, the Senate is speaking now. The tension is too high. The embarrassment for them is high to the extent they are discussing this thing I'm about to release to you right now. You won't believe this is happening in a country that you call your own. Listen to Senate, and I'll be right back.
Your prayer is that let the poor breathe. And then Senator Mustafa has seconded that the poor should breathe. Those who are in support of the additional prayer that the poor should be allowed to breathe, say aye. And those who are against, say nay. The ayes have it, the poor must be allowed to breathe. Your prayer is that let the poor breathe. And then Senator Mustafa has seconded that the poor should breathe. Those who are in support of the additional prayer that the poor should be allowed to breathe, say aye. And those who are against, say nay. The ayes have it, the poor must be allowed to breathe.
Have you seen it? What we are doing is working. If we are not pushing truth to power from every side, from all corners, they will not say what they're saying right now. So we must continue to give them back to back. The next message you're about to listen to is coming from Biafra Land, question and answer with Simon Ekpa and his brothers. People are asking him a lot of questions. What is the way to go now? What do you think? What are we going to do? Should we come out or should we not come out? Let's listen to them, and I'll be right back.
Issue of Peter Mba being allocated and 22 points, almost let me just say 30 billion, because this is one we know. This same issue has been going on to the whole Biafra land entirely.
38.1 billion in 2 months. So let us.
Yes. This is the one. This is the particular one our PM just told us. We have not even talked about the other illegitimate governors in the Biafra land. Now let's come to Peter Mba, because he wants to show himself. Now let's talk about him. Okay, Peter Mba organized the protest against the sit-at-home. Did he also tell those people that he organized for the sit-at-home how much he were paid for that? Because this sit-at-home was not just organized by him. He was asked to do that, and they allocated the money for him. Did he pay them that particular money that he was supposed to pay them, or is he just maybe giving them 2,000 naira, 3,000? Because our people are very foolish. Most of our people that are the educated ones, so those ones who call themselves educated ones, they are the most foolish people in the Biafra land. Even my mother at her age now knows what is sit-at-home and knows the benefit of sit-at-home and knows what she's going to benefit from that sit-at-home when Biafra comes, because she knows that yes, tomorrow is going to be good for her children. But yet, this educated idiot, this educated P2B, because most of them are all these P2B, all these idiot people. They are the ones doing all these things. Because as now, sometimes our people used to say, they say but this time around, most of them don't know anything. They will like that thing to happen to them like 10 times. They want to feel that same particular thing before they will know what to do. I pity them, because it's not their fault. Most of them work under the Mba, the legitimate governor, so they don't have choice. They have to obey the command they gave to them. But now, what my question is now we have seen the evidence of this allocation given to Peter Mba. Mr. PM, sir, I have to ask a question. What measure are we taking to make sure that this man will lose all this money in time to come, in months coming? Because we cannot just leave him and embezzle this whole money to Yoruba, to the Oduduwas, because I believe that this money is going back to Oduduwas, because the Ukunwai that he kept in one place will be collecting this money, because whenever she commands him, he will do whatever she wants him to do. So I want to know, how are we going to get this money back from me? Because I believe that this sit-at-home cannot even solve this problem from this Oluwalemba. This money is too much. This money are meant for our youth and our mothers and our fathers who are farming to get loan for their farming. I'm from Enugu State. I know we plant rice a lot. I'm from Aneri West. We have enough land for rice. If assuming Biafra has come today, I know we are number one people that will be planting rice. Abakaliki will be learning from us. I'm sorry to say this. I'm from Aneri West. We have a lot of land for rice production, but nothing for us to help in this production of rice. But today, this idiot man Peter Mba is collecting a lot of this money. He is using it to propagate against our own self-referendum. We know what they are doing. They don't want us to see the self-referendum to come through, but we are going to shock them. The same thing that happened to this sit-at-home. Even these 2 weeks at home will shock him. Even him will sit at home too. In that 2 weeks time, he will run to Abuja to go and sit down there. He will soon join his brothers and sisters.
So your question is what are we going to do to him for this
Yes,
one?
to get
So
this money back.
let me answer.
You
Let me
cannot
address it so that other people will join, because you are not doing like the person you complain about. All right. So we are going to make sure that enough Angel civil engineer is deployed to Enugu State. He's going to repair and get tired of repairing. Thank you.
Very quick answer for you, and that was spot on. Thank you, my Prime Minister. And we have Emma Figo. Emma Figo, please, can you quickly ask your question? Please, as those of you that came in, you need to raise your hand, because if questions are asked and you don't raise your hand, I'll drop you and bring in. We have 43 people that are waiting to come in. Thank you, Emma Figo.
Good evening, all Biafrans. Good evening, my PM. Good evening, Pastor Rav, aka Bam Bam Bam. Success. Good evening, everybody. And I'm not here to ask questions. I'm just here to tell my PM, well done for your effort towards this struggle. Because it's not for you, man. I don't know where we would have been now, you understand? All of us here, we've been seeing how Nigeria is boiling from different places, from the north, from the middle belt, even from the west. Because of your effort, the east has been preserved, preserved in the sense of, the calmness. The one idiot calling himself Peter Mba, with all this allocation is just collected in 2 months. Nothing has been done with this allocation. No, all those people protesting now against it at home. Why are they not protesting for Nnamdi Kanu to be released? Man, I'm not an Igbo man, but I'm a Biafran. I'm from Akwa Ibom. I'm not happy at all with all these saboteurs and everything. If I have my ways, I'll be the only one to kill them with my hand. I appreciate you, PM. God will always bless your stand, to achieve this mission. And I pray that God always give it all of you guys, that is frontliners of peace, freedom.
Thank you very much. And we are giving a shout out to Akwa Ibom. Akwa Ibom has joined the sit at home, and it was a very good development. And I am pleased with Akwa Ibom people. I used to tell people that this is not a grigri thing, it is step by step. And today, Akwa Ibom have demonstrated that they are not just, part of Biafra, but they are Biafrans, and they have, they set at home, and it has started from there. From there, it is going to spread to all crannies of Biafra land, from A to Z, from the Hinter to the Riverine, down to Lower Kogi, down to Lower Benue. So I thank those of you Akwa Ibomites for the wonderful job you have done to see that the sit at home has commenced in Akwa Ibom State. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my PM. I appreciate your effort. God bless you all.
Thank you so much, Emma. You're blessed. All right, we have Mercy Michael. Can you please unmute yourself and ask the PM your question?
Okay, good evening, Biafrans and lovers of freedom.
Your speaker is very low. Can you do something to it? Put off the one where you are watching us from,
very well now?
and the voice is double.
Am I coming out very well now?
Yeah, but you have to make sure you put off the other device that is on there.
There's none actually. I don't know, maybe it's my network. Well, if
All
I'm
right.
coming out very well now.
Bring your question, please.
Okay. My Prime Minister, Your Excellency, good evening from here. Please, my question goes like this. There's a band our leader Onyendu place that Biafrans, those in Biafra land, can be contributing. What are you doing to lift, or was there any plan to lift that ban? That's my number one question, because as it is now, it's very, very imperative that everybody should be contributing. You can see the kind of amount, that 8 point something billion naira that these guys are going to siphon outside Biafra land. Another thing is there anything that your government in exile can do to be intercepting this kind of fund, or create awareness in diaspora for international community to help us to stop these guys from doing this, because they are still putting Biafrans in Biafran land in abject poverty. It's very obvious they're not going to do anything with this money. So these are my questions, your PM. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. And yes, the Biafra Liberation Tax, I've answered that question before. I don't know whether you were here then. We are going to lift that ban because of the phase we are now in the Biafra Liberation. So we are going to have what we call the Biafra Liberation Tax, which is already ongoing on the Biafra, on the IPOB USA website, at the same time, the Biafra Government in Exile website. So that particular Biafra Liberation Tax is going to also be applicable to people in Biafra land, and it is going to start as soon as the inauguration is done. The inauguration of the de facto government in the homeland will be done as soon as possible. So thank you.
So I'm sure you are good with the answer. Thank you very much, Mercy. Quickly, please come up with your question. Holy Ghost, unmute yourself and come with your question, please.
Good evening to His Excellency, the Prime Minister of Biafra Government in Exile, Mr. Simon Eba. Nekene mmadụ niile biko na-ewe ma na-asụ asụsụ be anyị. Or is the moderation only on English?
No, go ahead. The Prime Minister understands Igbo. Go ahead.
Okay. Nekene onye ọbụla na-asị ka Chukwu okike abịa ma gọzibe na-echekwaba onye isi anyị nke anyị na-afụ anya kịta. I na-ekenekwa Chineke na
If you can,
ọ ga-anapụtakwara
is the Holy Ghost. If you can speak, in broken or English, we have a lot of foreigners here, friends of Biafra, and even security agencies, and probably we even have CIA here. So just speak English so that they can, hear what you're saying. Thank you.
Okay. Please unmute yourself because the noise was too much. Unmute yourself and go ahead.
Thank you very much for the privilege to communicate with our global family. I greet everybody, especially His Excellency, the Prime Minister. Actually, I don't have a question, but I brought to you all a song of praise to encourage His Excellency and all the department heads and everyone that has been fighting physically, spiritually, mentally, financially to make sure that the Biafran people regain our freedom from when or how or where it was stolen through the past generation. So I greet His Excellency and encourage him to never him quit. Let him know that many people will misunderstand him. Many people will disregard him. Many people will fight against him, even though they don't know the power behind him, because this is not just him. This is ancestors with him, within him, fighting for him. physically and spiritually. So nothing will happen to him. And I encourage him to secure himself. As God is saving us, so we shall also save ourselves. Let him be physically guided, security-wise. Let him not even miss one single step. Let him listen to his inner mind. The God that lives within us always directs us, if only we can listen to our spiritual mind. Let him be very cautious, and I will advise him to keep the momentum going. He has raised the flag of Biafra worldwide. I was talking to one of security agencies the other day, and I said, I praise and I worship Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in my own sense of reasoning, but what Simon Ekpa is doing is beyond human capacity, is beyond human comprehension. Like, so many people despise him because maybe of his background, where we come from. I'm from Ebonyi State, and they don't believe that any good thing can come out of that place. But look at him there, raising the flag. This is not being tribal, but I am saying that whoever that God has given that mantle through Onyendu, the person must continue and never give up, because Mazin Nandekano said that the people behind him, when he will be gone, they are greater than people that are not even yet born. There are people that are not even yet born that will carry this fight, even if this generation fail Biafra. The next generation that will come will even be greater than Simon Ekpa. So my point is, let him not stop. Let him continue agitating freely, doing it with diplomacy. Sometimes I know he's very furious and diplomatically aggressive. I love it. Let him not stop. The Nigerian government does not need peaceful people. If you are peaceful, they will ride on you. So I encourage all of you, keep up the momentum. If there is any help, we will continue providing funds, we will continue supporting, we will continue pushing every media aspect to make sure that this revolution or this evolution that is being led by Simon Ekpa now can never die, should never quench. Let everybody ignite their fire. Let it keep burning until the day we will sing the song of freedom at last. It's happened, almost happened in the 60s. It will happen again. This time, it must come to pass because God is with us, and Biafra, Igbo, or whoever, however they call us, the Dot, however they call us, the Eastern people, Ndembo, Nkobana Borani, anyhow, we must go home and go home to our rightful land. So I encourage you all, and I thank God for your lives. May God keep blessing all of you until the day we achieve this mission. And it will not stop there. So I am encouraging His Excellency to multiply his effort in digital media. Let's say he's the only one doing everything before. Let it be multiplied. Let him open the applications for people to enroll, and enroll the good people, not the saboteurs that will get our informations and leak it out. Let him open the doors. There are so many of us that are looking for ways to assist digitally. Let him try. Let us start even online recruitment and people registering Biafran citizens all over the world. Let there be portal in the website where people can register, put in their credentials, so that we can even start counting before even whenever we're going to have our referendum. Whether it's going to be online, whether it's going to be physical, it must happen. So I encourage you all, and I pray that God Almighty will continue to bless and guide your footsteps, and you all will never slumber. You will never fall. You will forever remain glorious. Naha Chiwuku Okekabiama. He say, thank you very
Thank you
much.
very much for that. And let me quickly correct you that I have come here to finish it. There is nothing like somebody coming after me or coming after this particular movement to finish it. We have come here. I am going to finish this Biafra fight, and Biafra will be restored.
Biafra will be restored. He say, thank you. He say,
Toya the finisher, and you will be correct. The finisher has come.
the finisher, the conqueror. God bless you, sir. Thank you all.
Thank you. All right, we have more hands up. Let's take it from the top. I have Mazin Dubisi. You have your hands up, please. In a jiffy, bring your question. Mazin Dubisi.
Hello, wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom. I greet you all. I salute you, my Prime Minister. You are doing a wonderful job. I have my question this evening, and it goes like this. Considering the fact that we have many saboteurs and we have experienced sabotage since the time of Odumegwu Ojukwu, in this moment we are still being sabotaged with the recent developments of the collaborators of Nigeria, like Oluwalemba, P2B, and just yesterday I saw video of some jobless people protesting on the streets of Enugu, demanding that the situation should be ended. And we, as Biafra people, regard these people as saboteurs and the collaborators of Nigerian government in keeping our people in bondage. So my question is, when Biafra is restored, how are we going to deal with these people? Are we going to sentence them to death by law of Biafra government, or are we going to leave them like that? Because from history, I've read history, and after the World War II, France, they imprisoned the collaborators of the war against France. About more than 1,000 people of them were killed because of their double standard or sabotage against France. And Israel also did it after the independence. They locked up at those that sabotage, those
Do you
traitors
remember?
that sabotage their efforts.
Do you
So,
remember which year? Do
what's
you remember which year France did that?
um, I think I don't remember again. But
Do you
France did
remember
it.
which year
Yes,
Israel
it,
did that?
after the World War II. Yeah, I've got
Okay.
to research more
I
about
have
it.
to let me remind you that we are now into the first century. Okay. Everybody must not support your struggle. That's why we are going to have what we call the referendum. Everybody must not vote. So these people you see standing on the street, we don't regard them as part of us. We regard them as Nigerians who are going to vote against the referendum. It is a normal. So there are people we know as saboteurs, and we are going to have a law that is going to treat those people. But there are people, those who vote, it doesn't mean that everybody who is going to vote against Biafra is a saboteur. No. We must understand that we are going to present ourselves to the international community as a country and a nation that is civilized. So we are going to embrace civilization. Civilization means that we are not going to start killing people because they did not support us. No, it is we are going to start laying the true foundation of democracy in Africa. So we are going to allow people to make their choice. They can. It is not a must for them to support what we are doing because we are very confident that we are 90% of people, the Biafra people that want to exit Nigeria. So in the voting, they have nothing to do, and so therefore we're not going to start punishing people because they vote against our referendum. Anybody can vote against. But the point is that for today and in days to come and months to come until the day we are going to exit Nigeria, we have 99% of people supporting the Biafra referendum. That's enough. So those small percent that said no, they have the right to say no. We're not going to kill them for saying no. But of course, we know those who are saboteurs. The people like Pet and Banan that is openly fighting against Biafra, people like Opus or that is openly fighting against Biafra. And if they don't repent before Biafra come, these are the kind of people that will face the law of Biafra. Thank you.
Ndewo, my Prime Minister. Sabo Emega Anyaro, Sabo have dealt with us. And that's why it's very imperative that we never forget and we never forgive. So that brings me to my next question, but last question. Because
You need to reverse. You need to
yes,
reverse.
yes, yes,
On
yes.
the past, so we have
Please,
a lot of
please, please
discuss,
give me the
please.
last chance, please. Success. Thank you very much. Please, this my last question is very imperative and is a kind of a concern to me and to everyone listening.
Can you just ask
Yes.
question and stop talking all these things because you people are wasting a lot of time. Which one is imperative? Which one is not imperative? Ask your question and let me address you. Thank you.
Okay, my question is before the Biafra referendum is conducted, are we going to first of all take the census or like a population of the Biafran populace?
We are not taking any population. We are not
Okay.
taking any
Okay,
census.
thank you very much. That's it. Thank
Thank you.
God bless you, my Prime Minister.
Bless you.
Thank you. All right. Then the next
And
one.
yeah,
One, your
and
man.
yes,
Success, go
and
ahead.
yeah. Let me react to the concern that people used to raise here about the protest yesterday, Peter and Badit. That is rubbish. Those people are not living. They are not from Enugu. And if they are from Enugu, the only protest that they're supposed to have done, which would have be making us to show concern, is go and open your shop, not to be going around the street constituting nuisance. They don't have shop in Enugu, they don't have business in Enugu. They imported them and they came for that very particular mission. And Oluwalemba paid them out of this 31 point something billion
38,
that he has
38,
collected
38
from
billion,
the
38.1 billion.
38.1 billion that he collected from the federal government. He paid them from there. The protest didn't yield anything because the people that he organized were not from Enugu and they don't have business in Enugu. The people that have business in Enugu shut down. People should stop raising concern about Uluwalemba's protest. It is nothing.
Thank you very much, Success, for buttressing that point. Thank you very much. One, your man, please quickly bring your question, please. Please, I want us to know that we need questions more. Accolades, fantastic, but questions are preferred. Thank you. One, your man, unmute yourself, please.
Hello, my Prime Minister. God bless you.
Bless you.
I don't have any question per se to ask, but I want to encourage my people from Enugu State. You see all this money Mba is going home with. Mba will soon leave office. All these things he is doing is to create avenue for him to steal more. To start with, Enugu people supposed to be ashamed of themselves. How can Mba enter there? Mba did not see any woman from Enugu State that we heard it. He went and brought his girlfriend to come and direct the revenue you get in Enugu State. And if and and if Mba is going, Mba will not refund you guys all this money. Mba is a criminal. Stand up and fight for yourself. Your freedom is your life. You don't have life, you don't have freedom. You don't have freedom, you don't have life. Enugu State, wake up. Thank you very much, my Prime Minister.
Thank
Prime
you.
Minister, Prime
Yes.
Minister, Enugu State is not Enugu people is not owing by anything. They never voted for him, and he is not their governor. So whatever he does on his own. Bas policy cannot affect Enugu people by any means or by any means because Enugu people are answerable to the Biafran government. And if it is our prime minister that went and kidnapped a Yoruba woman now, you would have seen a protest on the street. But if Mba like you should go and kidnap a Fulani and start paying him, nobody cares because they didn't send him to that very house. And when he is leaving, nobody will care what you left or what you have. It is not their business. They didn't send him work. Thank you.
Actually, that is a fact. That is true. We know that he did not get up to 4,000 votes. Going by the INEC record on their website, he did not get up to 5,000 votes in Enugu State. But of course, when they announced about 100 and something thousand or so, which is a lie, because go to INEC official website today to check the result of votes in Enugu. He did not get up to 5,000 votes. Thank you.
Thank you, my Prime Minister. As we move forward, there's this name here, Brian. You keep opening your microphone. Looks like a
I think
Westerner.
you can allow him to speak. Allow him to speak.
That's what I'm saying. Please open your mic, Brian, and speak. Brian Martinez. Brian Martinez, you can open your microphone and speak to us or ask us a question.
Good evening, fellow Biafrans, everyone in the house. Yeah, this is Mazi Chukwumeze from New York. Also greeting to our supreme leader, Mazi Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu. He's the one he's the main originator of all this. Well, my questions were like this. Firstly, I want to ask our Prime Minister, when Biafra is restored, are we going to confiscate all the is Biafra government going to pass a bill to confiscate all the wealth of every politician in Biafra land? Are we going to confiscate it both on the homeland and both abroad? Because every money they get, they stole from the people. And that's why we are the way we are, because they don't do nothing for the people. Secondly, Biafra is going to be a role model for Africa. And we are going to be changing the way how freedom fighting is going to be, not just in Africa and all over the world. So, speaking so, is Biafra government going to make a statement, number one, by suspending every diplomatic relationship with the United Kingdom, and number two, are we gonna have a bill that is gonna enable?
You know that I don't know. You are just asking question number two, number three, number two. Let me address your question, please. The number one and number two. Number one, the issue of the people that looted money from Nigeria is not our priority. That is not our biggest problem now. So I'm not going to be here to tell you that we're going to confiscate their property, confiscate their money and all that. No, we're not interested in that at this point. Our interest and focus is to get our freedom. First, we are not interested in who looted Nigeria. We're not interested in what they stole from Nigeria. We're not interested, and we're not going to be interested. It is not our priority at this point. When Biafra come and Biafra government decide to do that, that's a different story for another day. But for now, we are focusing on getting our freedom, and we don't care about who is stealing from Nigeria. Nigeria made it possible. Nigeria allowed them to steal, so it's their business. It's not our business. Number two is about the ties with Britain. Whether we are going to cut ties, diplomatic ties with Britain, depends on the role they are going to play during our exit. Thank you.
Can I ask my last question?
Go straight to the question, please, without talking stories.
So the last question is, when we are going to be prosecuting those people that sabotage the freedom of Biafra, we know that most of the people carrying out this atrocity are stooges being used by people from the Western world. And ever since that Hague has been created, no Westerner has ever been jailed there for any corrupt crime. When Biafra is going to be prosecuting all the people that try to derail our freedom, are we going to make a statement by making sure that all those ambassadors that were being used, such as like the UK ambassador, Katrina Lang, and all the rest of them, are we going to make sure that the International Criminal Court include them in the justice trial?
We are going to press for the prosecution of everybody that has served in Nigeria and has hand in the killing of Biafra people. I am telling you, we are going to stop at nothing to see that happen. Thank you.
Thank you, my Prime Minister. Thanks.
So you got your questions answered. Thank you very much for asking. We have Pastor Samuel. Pastor Samuel, please, can you unmute yourself and ask your question, please?
Good evening, family. Good evening, Biafrans. Good evening, our Prime Minister. I greet everybody. I have just one question. I know that we have Biafra soldiers in Holland. Now we have a Biafra government in exile. Is there any avenue, any opportunity, say that we can be able to train soldiers outside, like we have if we declare Biafra, I know Nigeria, they will try to resist, they will try to challenge. Is there any other avenue that some people that is outside country that want to be, there should be part of the soldiers? Is there any room say that they can be trained for that purpose? Thank you.
Yes, there is room for that, but we are not at that point at this time. So if you want to be part of it, you wait. When the time comes, we're gonna make it public, and you know who to contact and where to go. So, but at this point, we have enough. We have enough men. We have bees in Biafra land. So we're not needing any external or any people from foreign land to join our army. Our army are gallant, and we overpower Nigeria. We have number Nigeria army and police combined at this point. That's all I can tell you. Thank you.
Bless you.
Thank you, Pastor. Do you have another question?
No.
Okay, thank you very much. And so many of you that requested to speak is because you have a question or have something to say. But you come into the room and you don't raise your hand. I wonder why. You don't raise your hand to ask questions, but you are the one that requested to come in and speak. It baffles me anyway. I am going to be calling on Solomon. I saw your hand up the other time. Please, if you still have the question, come up with it, please. Okay, maybe you lost internet. That's why your hand was down. Okay, protocol. Can you unmute yourself, please?
Okay, good evening, my Prime Minister. Good evening, Biafrans all over the world. My question is currently now in Anambra. Okay, I'm from Anambra precisely. Currently now, because there is this thing that the Nigerian government are doing with our so-called illegitimate governors. All these tools they have imposed on us. They are using them to destabilize Southeast, to destabilize Biafra land, in order for our brothers that are not in the Biafran land, like those people in Abuja, Lagos, because them destabilizing Biafra land, those people won't have the courage to come back. Okay, so currently now in Anambra, there is high rate of insecurity being orchestrated by these Soludo boys. All the criminals, Soludo have given them apron everywhere, even for OP work, everywhere, terrorizing people, kidnapping. So, and this thing will make people trying to come back home to have a change of mind, because when we are urging our people to come back home here and do whatsoever they want to do in Biafra land. But with the current insecurity in Anambra and also in other Biafran states, this will discourage them. So my question is there anything that our PM might put in place to checkmate all this insecurity? That's my question.
Thank you very much. And that's exactly what we are doing. By the time the Biafra de facto government in the homeland take charge, we are going to ransack everywhere, every cranny, every part of Biafra land, and restore normalcy. And it's going to happen very soon. So yes, we are working on that. But first of all, we have to evict Nigeria Army, Nigeria Police, and every security agent from Nigeria in Biafra land. They are the criminals, they are the terrorists. With them in the street, you can never restore normalcy.
Then, Maz, another thing concerning these Nigerian armies, they are littered everywhere, both For this OP
Please,
wake, for that place, they
somebody
made.
else to ask question, please. Everyone with one question, please. And
Okay,
my time
please,
is
thank
going
you
up.
very much. Thank you very much, Protocol. And we have fresh speakers in the house. I've cleaned up the house and fresh speakers are here. Let me take the lady first up there. Beautiful flower. Can you please bring up your question, please?
Yes, and thank you for having me. I just wanted to follow up with the last speaker. Do you have a tentative date for the exit of Biafra from Nigeria?
We don't have the date at this point yet.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Beautiful. Can we have the next speaker, which is the next one will be Lillian. Lillian is a question. Can you unmute yourself?
Hello, good evening, my PM.
Good evening.
I want to appreciate you. Thank you very much for all you are doing.
Thank you.
See, my PM, there is something that is bothering me. I'm calling from Southeast Anambra State. The same thing that our brother said is what we are seeing in Anambra State. But the problem is that I don't know how we put it. I don't know how I will put this thing, but the problem that is bothering me here every day, I ask this question, I've not seen the answer.
You have not asked the question, now ask it.
Lillian, can you ask the question? Unmute yourself. Lillian? I think the network hit her out. Yeah, please, I bring in fresh people into the room because I want you to raise your hands. Please do that. I have only 2 hands raised. If I attend to them, you don't raise your hand, I'll clean up the room again and bring fresh people. Onye Mechi Ekperimalogy, please mute yourself and ask your question.
Good evening, my Prime Minister. It's a privilege to speak with you at this point. I have questions, but my questions will come with certain analysis so that my question can properly be understood. The question is, what is the immediate action that is going to be taken against Peter Mba? I don't like calling him a governor because he's not a governor. What is the immediate action that is going to be taken against him to prevent him from doing what other governors like Nyesom Wike, Dave Umahi, Hope Uzodinma did to us? Because what Peter Mba have started in Enugu State is going to become like what happened in Rivers State when Nyesom Wike
Can we not go into analyzing issues of that is not happening at this point? Just ask your question. What are we going to do
what is the immediate action is going to be taken against him to stop him from doing what others did? Because before he came out to seal people's shop in Enugu State yesterday, he had so many things in mind, and he is not alone. First of all, he didn't win the election, so he's working.
And I will appreciate that people will not come and start making, making things up when the person have not done that. So we know we're analyzing the issue, so we're following it. I will tell you that we know exactly what Mba is planning and what he's trying to do, and we are going to stop him. What we're going to do, immediate action we're going to do is economic meltdown of his government. His government will never know peace from this moment. Believe me. From that yesterday, the government of Enugu will never, Nigeria government in Enugu State will never ever know peace. And Mba sleep has left him. Mark my word. This is a recorded space. You can cut it and send it to him. Sleep has departed from him from yesterday. Biafrans are going to liberate themselves from Mba. And like I said, we have opened a new front. So sit back and watch it. Thank you.
Yeah, it's all right, my friend.
Thank you. They play the show. You go see them. Thank you very much, my Prime Minister. Now, I thank God you guys are raising your hands. It's interesting. Comments, can you please unmute yourself? Excellent, Excel. 3 times I've brought you into this room. You refuse to raise your hands. I don't know why. Comments, please, can you bring your question?
Hello.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone.
Oh, hold on, please. Let comments finish.
All right. Good evening from here, our Honorable Prime Minister, His Excellency. This is my second time of speaking with you on Space for this year, and I'm highly excited for what is happening. I wanted to ask question on the next step to take to settle the Oluwole, for two. But I think you have said it. You were speaking something I have in mind. The whole thing I have in my mind, word by word, you were saying it. Let there be no space for breach for the illegitimate governor. I understand. And I wanted to, and let me just still say it somehow. The agency that he is bringing, let it be that every step he makes should be crippled by the people. For instance, the agency that is in charge of sealing shops need to be dealt with seriously and deeply, so that whenever he want to take any step, whoever he calls will be running away. That is the process. That is the best way of crippling everything, any step he makes. The agency, anybody he appoints, the person will be dealt with. The information needed for them is not it's not a problem. People in O42 can even give the information that is needed for dealing against dealing with anybody that ever employs for any nonsense or dirty job he want to play. So thank you very much for even clarifying it that there will be no governor. And he's trying to play the template of opposition. But thank God that we have a rugged man as our leader. That this is not the time of the what do they call it, democratic way or our democratic approach. You understand, like our leader in the prison. But thank God we have a rugged man in as a sailor whatever steps he take, let it be crippled, so that whomever he calls will tell you, Oga, I cannot go there. And with this, we have already succeeded. Thank you very much, our PM. And to the people, listeners, and speakers here, especially people back home, it is in our own duty to abide to the law, to the rules that have been given for the 2 week sit at home. If we get it, let me just say it as I've been saying it in our personal space, we normally do. If we get it 65%, that means Biafra is no longer in exile. It has been activated in our villages. If we get it 60%, let alone when we get it 100% for the sit at home. If you are outside the Biafra land, whatever stipend you have, any penny you have, even if you feel like you are not eating well, that whomever other people can donate, that $1 can count. If you are in Biafra land, you don't need to donate like people outside Biafra land. That your neighbor, that you know that sells plantain, that sells okra in this okra season, that sells that perishable stuff that feed from hand to mouth. If you give the person one sachet of Indomie, it goes a long way. Let us key into these rules perfectly so that we can get it 100%.
All right, my people, we have had it all. The discussion continues, and I want us to key in. Please help one another, especially in Biafra land. Because if we send palliatives home, people will find it easier. Yes, they want to follow us, but then if the hunger will be too much, that nothing will be sent home, they will not feel comfortable with that, because it is only he who wears the shoe knows where it is pinching. If you are not hungry, you will not understand how hungry people behave and or even should behave. So, thank you very much, my people, for your contributions. God bless you all.